Welcome back to the front row seat. I'm back again. I had some more thoughts around if you think of your consciousness. Oh, that pretty blue sky. Woo. If you think of consciousness as this key energy, or consciousness as your awareness, then that is the energy, and that's where the energy flows. Then I had this other little concept come up as I was heavily influenced by Tom Campbell's work. I learned a lot from his work, and I was able to do some experiments around when I was doing some work at getting rid of my fear and what that causes, what it does, and how it changed my reality. Well, if you look at it like awareness is just this key energy, and say, for instance, you're going through your day, but you have these fears, right? You have this feeling, energy of fear. Well, what that's going to do is dominate your awareness, because you're going to be more aware of those things because you're trying to avoid it. Or, you can go the other way. When I was trying to get rid of them, then they're still there because that's where my awareness was. That's what I was focusing on. And so, you get rid of your fears, it changes your awareness, changes your experiences. You stop getting the experiences that you're afraid of as much because you're not aware of it anymore. It just drops out of your focus. There's no charge to it, which does make your life better. Your experience is better. So, going that consciousness is your energy. What fear would do to your energy is like put a lens over it. You would see all of your energy would go through that lens to what you're perceiving. So if you took and see, that's how fear would disable you and take away your energies, because you're focused on things that you have fear around instead of focused on the things that you want in your life, how to enrich your life, how to bring abundance into your life. See, instead, you're focused on this negative thing, and that's where your energy's going. So I still think it's a good idea to get rid of fear and work the courage muscle so that you can get rid of those, but not because so I can just be all love. Well, if you get rid of your fear, then you have more capacity to love. Well, what is love? Love, again, is an energy. It's an awareness. It's something you give to other people. That's your energy too. So then you have more energy to give to those things you love, instead of giving your energy to things that you fear. So, in line with thinking that consciousness is awareness, and is the same thing as this prana that pervades all things in this realm, then that would make sense. That if you get rid of your fears, then you're going to free up the energy and your focus, both, to focus in other ways to bring the things that you want. And that's why you can't really get the things you want if you do have a lot of fear. That's where your awareness is tied up in. That's what you focus on. That's what I focused on. It was like a roulette wheel of fears. Which one am I going to focus on today? So each thing I bring into the new thing, that, consciousness is really just an energy, an aware energy. And your awareness itself is it. The awareness itself, the observer. You're watching it, you're looking at the thing, that's where your energy's going. So then I was going to tackle the whole simulation thing and how these two things can be rolled together. Well, it's pretty easy, actually, I think. And the whole thing around simulation, there's evidence for it, there's evidence that's not for it. The evidence, I think that the whole awareness thing kind of takes that on and changes it. Back this way. So, what if awareness could be a part of a computer? And you could see anything that's focused on as just an IP address. An IP address, and then when you focus on it, then you're just putting details around that, information, you know. So it could be an information system. And then everything that you focus on has an IP address. So that address has all of the data that you've put there about that specific subject. And then while you're thinking about it, your energy goes there too. Maybe the energy is what makes the IP address. It could. I think it could, because we can create energy. Create information here too. So see, it could still be a computer, but it doesn't have to be a computer that's running a simulation. It could just be a computer that has conscious or aware energy that flows through it. Somebody needs to go see how a computer actually works. Well, you have to plug it in, so it's got energy running through it there. And then it's programmed by someone to do the functions. Well, this computer could be programmed to be doing something else. It doesn't have to be run simulations. That's just a function of what the computer can do. Well, there's other things a computer can do too. Like, it has these files and categories, right? It stores information. Well, if it's just the computer that stores our information, the us, the we, the me, and you're just like a folder in there. And then, what if you're going down the road and you tap into an old IP address? Your awareness is focused on an old IP address. Something way in the past. Like something like the pyramid, for example, or those old megalithic structures that are everywhere and nobody really knows where they came from. Well, that's the information there. Well, what if as those IP addresses get old? What if they get wonky? What if anybody that attaches to that IP address gets this wonky information back? That could explain the Mandela effect. And I think it depends on how many awarenesses are focused on that IP address as to what information stays there and what just drops off over time. Or you tap into it and then the information you get back is not the information that it was meant to be when it was first put there. And it could be that that's all we're doing here is just going around, creating IP addresses, then putting information there. Then as we focus on that IP address, that puts energy into it. And then that is the information that makes the program, that makes things pop into existence. I don't know. See? Time to do some more experiments. What IP addresses would you have? Which ones would I have? And what information do I is around those IP addresses? So I think I'm going to do that experiment next. We'll write it down like it would be in that format. Write down the IP addresses. Just, you know, when something comes into my awareness, I'm focused there. Then just write it down, whatever it is. Then go back and see if my energy is going there without my awareness, because my awareness is the energy, or not. So, fun line of inquiry. Seen a lot of crazy things here in this realm. And there's a lot of theories going around right now. It seems like that's just what's happening is it's all everybody's trying to, you know, figure out what it all can mean and what is reality. And I don't think it's anything like what we think. I think it's completely different. And without an understanding around it or knowing how it functions, you're pretty much just incapacitated. And, you know, you can go through it intuitively, but there's people here that aren't intuitive. So then that would be a problem. So, because then you don't have control of your own energy. It's just going wherever. The next big thing. See, it even works on that. Like trends or whatever. I remember the whole Beanie Baby thing. Okay, so you create an IP address, a Beanie Baby. Then you start putting information around the Beanie Babies. You've got this kind of Beanie Baby, that kind of Beanie Baby. Then you put it, then you advertise it. Then other people become aware of the Beanie Baby. And the next thing you know, you've got a whirlwind of energy that's all about Beanie Babies. And then all that energy is harvested and turned into money. Because money's not the energy. Money is the representation of the energy. That last talk I had about is energy the real currency, and is money the imposter? Money is just a representation of an energy exchange. So if you've got tons and tons of people thinking about Beanie Babies, well, then the people that are making the Beanie Babies, they're going to make a lot of money on that. And it wasn't something that held its value. I saw people just invest tons of money into it. I just was really curious about what is going on there. And how is that doing that? Well, if we are awareness, and that's what we are, then it would easily explain it, because that's what you were focused on. That's what you were thinking about. And then, I mean, any group would do that, you know? Focused on this thing over here, you're not aware that your energy's going into that. Next thing you know, you're caught up and you're getting a lot of the things that you're not necessarily, that you don't really need. I mean, not bashing Beanie Babies or anything, but I'm sure a lot of people love them or whatever. But they don't have really a big purpose. You know, yeah, you can probably sell them, get some of the money back, and then, you know, use the energy that way. Otherwise, it's just something sitting there collecting dust somewhere. Because I don't think they held their value like the value they had when they were selling them. Super interesting. So, I don't think I'm going to look at the trends page very much as I do my experiments. So everybody have a wonderful day. And I'm going to head on down my road that I'm walking down and focus on the things that are going to help bring abundance and love and care into my life. And I wish you all the best of luck.